Hello peeps, welcome back to Old Yorkshire Geek Tries Final Fantasy 14 part 288. Oh, I've had a horrendous time today. It's crashed on me twice. Luckily I've not been doing nothing major. Just a couple of those ether current quests which I got completed. So I got myself 2 ether currents. But I think what's happening is it's conflicting with my PlayStation, because I had the PlayStation running in the background ready, because due to there being maintenance on the system I wasn't able to play this morning, so I did my Uncharted. Excuse me. So the PlayStation was still on. Anyway, I've turned it off now. So where are they? Somewhere around there? Because they're not outside. Unless they're upstairs. Could be upstairs, I suppose. Up there. Because they're not down here. Right, well, we'll go upstairs then. Carry on with the main speak with Growing Way, because there's still something suspicious going on, isn't there? We're not sure. Right, I've already said this twice. I was talking with my son on Sunday, gave him a ring because he lives in the smoke. That's London for you people who don't know. And having a chat with him about, you know, this is coming to an end soon, and how do you get up there then? Ah, the other side. And yeah, so I had a chat with him, and I said I was thinking about doing the Tomb Raider trios. I get the 3 Tomb Raider ones, the trilogy. And took the mickey out of me, saying that I've played them so many times, it's not going to be a challenge. I said, but I enjoy playing them. And he said, no, the whole point is do something out of my comfort zone. So I asked him what he'd suggest, and he suggested Spider-Man. I said, but I don't play them superhero games, not like that anyway. And he said, exactly, I'll be out of my comfort zone. So I bought a copy. So whichever one of these finishes first, this one or Uncharted, it'll be followed by Spider-Man. Don't know what to expect. Haven't got a clue. I have seen a couple of clips when it first came out, you know, and I've not watched any playthroughs or anything, so it's not like I've had the game given away. It'd be quicker to cut across the middle. Yeah, so it looked interesting, but I'm not into these. Because as usual, when you're doing those type of games, there's lots of button pressing. And as you well know, I'm shit at button pressing. One button to aim, the other button to shoot. Yeah, I can do them all day long. But when it's like, oh, I don't know. We'll see when I play it anyway, won't we? So, anyway, so stick with me, folks. Could be interesting. Oh, here they are. Right, Growing Way. What's he got to say? No, don't want Thancred. Want him. Itchy nose. Take a drink. Oh. The archives are out through this door, but it seems to be locked. We'll have to go and find whoever has the key. Oh, shitty death. Growing Way, enough. If you have naught else to tell us of the final days, you need only say so. We can ill afford to be wasting time here, as you well know. Did you yourselves not tell us we must act quickly? Yes, we did, but the moon was to be a perfect paradise, and we're running out of time. We hoped you'd see the wonders we had to offer, but you found nothing but flaws. So that's living wage game. Run us about in circles, lock us away so we can't put the plan at risk, everyone except Urianger. He understands what is at stake, what must be done. I fear you've misjudged us, Groinway. Never have we decried the notion of using the moon as a means of escape. That said, my heart breaks at the thought of abandoning Etheirys and her reflections to their doom. If there is a way to avert the final days, I wish to find it. We all do. We may fail, but our efforts would never be at the expense of your plans. But why would you take that risk? There's no room for ifs and maybes now. The people of Etheirys will escape here to the moon. They'll be safe and we'll finally get to see their happy smiling faces. Sorry, but we can't let you leave. We just can't. Do what you must, but try not to hurt them. I'll be back in a moment. Don't do anything rash while I'm gone. Oh, we're going to fight the bunny rabbits, are we? If we dally, they'll overwhelm us with sheer numbers. I say we knock these ones out, split up and make our way to the exit. Agreed. Let us reconvene where Argos waits outside. Okay. Ow, that hurt. Well, you started it, pal. Come quickly. We have to save them. Speak with Y'shtola. So I've got to go down a level, haven't I? Yeah, so apologies about missing those couple of quests. I'm sure you're not that bothered really. It was just fetching and carrying, as they usually are. Go and find me this. Go and speak to this person. But he got me 2 ether currents, so better than note. Nice. Hello, Storm Lady. You alright? Right, where's Ishtar? Is it out the other way? Let's have a look. Now behind me. No, I've got to go down even further. Can't drop down there. Where's the door? Must be that what door up there? Bloody hell. Getting lost. As usual. Through here. Aha. If I'd have just had a look through the door, I'd have seen him. Good, you're here. We must hurry to the Watcher's Palace and find Urianger. What's happening?
And what, pray tell, do we seek at the Watcher's Palace?
Oh, come off it, friend. You know full well why we're here. The time has come for you to return to Atheris and help your brethren prepare for their journey here and beyond.
Forgive me, Living Way, but I cannot in good conscience proceed with this plan.
Huh? But what about the final days? The death and the doom? Oh, we have to hurry before it's too late.
Your unflagging commitment to your duty is endearing, to say the least.
Oh, bugger!
Be at ease. They bear you no grudge, nor do I. How could we, having come to understand your purpose? For millennia, you and yours worked tirelessly towards the singular purpose of this heavenly vessel's construction. An arduous feat by any measure. 'Tis clear you have spared no effort. Why, your very names are a testament to your dedication.
Our names? I'm not sure I understand what you're getting at.
Names are an expression of the self, a declaration of one's hopes and aspirations. Your use of contemporary, uncomplicated nomenclature doth ensure clarity of purpose. There can be no doubt that your love for the people of Atheris is boundless and pure.
Yes! Yes! A most mellifluous phrasing. We Loporrits were born of Hydaelyn's love for Atheris. That shining, shimmering blue jewel, brightest star in the sky, brimming with life and possibilities. For as long as I can remember, I've toiled in anticipation of the day when this vessel might be needed. All I've ever wanted was to meet those she cherished so dearly. To serve and serve well. with what we've built. We'll fix it. We'll make it right.
Your works want not for repair. Yet there remaineth much for you to learn of men, and your own kin besides. Singing-way, thy name bespeaketh more than the simple marriage of rhythm and rhyme. The songs of Aetheris are beyond counting, and span the length and breadth of emotion. Maps are monuments to man's pioneering spirit, and his devotion to charting the furthest reaches of our star. Many have devoted their lifetimes to exploratory pursuits, to venture unto the highest mountains and the deepest oceans in search of unknown frontiers. And thou, my friend, I do not think we've met.
My name is Puddingway.
He makes the puddings.
Puddingway? Yes, indeed. A name of deep and abiding significance, I'm sure. But one perhaps better communicated through delicious deeds than tasteless words. A judicious application of fey magics at a later juncture may be appropriate. And Living Way. 'Tis no easy feat to convey the significance of thy moniker. When I was a bookish boy, a dear friend of mine was fond of peppering me with questions as I read, to my occasional annoyance. One day, I posed to her a question of mine own. What doth it mean to live? After much contemplation, she proffered this answer, the anticipation of a half-read story's conclusion. The hope today's mistake may serve as tomorrow's lesson. The wish that a new acquaintance may one day call thee friend. She believed it to be all these moments and more.
I want to understand, but...
I, too, still labor to find mine own answer. 'Twould be my pleasure to assist you and yours in embarking on a journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. For thee. Ink as blue as the waters of Aetheris. Made in haste, though I assure thee, the quality has not suffered for it. The people need not be persuaded by honeyed words. Nay, I have faith they shall do what is right in due course. Until they do, I beg your patience, friends. And with that ink, let us fill the empty pages of Living Way's compendium. An open exchange of ideas will surely afford you all a better understanding of modern man, and with it, ideas for improvements and renovations. But more importantly, it shall empower us to together find a way forward.
I hope you're right. Thank you for this lovely gift.
There you have it. I shall remain with the Loporrits to ensure that all is in order. Though we must needs prepare for every eventuality, you would all agree that the evacuation of our star is a last resort. To accept failure is to accept the demise not only of our star, but that of Reen's, of all reflections, and the souls that call them home. Which is why I have every faith that you shall fight to the last, that such drastic measures may prove unnecessary.
Should the worst come to the worst, and I pray deeply that it won't, I'll take comfort in knowing preparations were made under your watchful eye.
Aye, thou mayest be assured that if calamity cometh, not a soul will be left behind. If being the operative term.
That flower, how came it into your possession? Hydaelyn gave it to me. How very like her. Guided by its light, you may come to know her true intentions. Intentions which remain a mystery, even to us. In our time we called it Elpis. You would do well to remember the name.
I hate to interrupt, but I feel like I need to make amends for all the secrecy.
Think nothing of it. We haven't been the most gracious of guests. Do convey our apologies to Growingway and the others.
But of course! And when next we welcome more guests from Aetheris, we'll have learned to be much more hospitable hosts. Oh, and circling back to the matter of inappropriate secrecy, we ought to discuss our benefactors.
Agreed. The Sharlayan Forum, yes?
How did you know?
The more I heard, the more obvious it became. The Forum's aims align closely with those of your anonymous patrons. A telling coincidence would be an understatement. Though had we not taken it upon ourselves to peruse certain restricted tones in Labyrinthos, we might still be unaware of their plans. But let us continue this discussion upon our return. I dare say we have kept Alphinaud and the others waiting long enough.
Right, speak with Orionje. No. Yep. 'Twas a relief to see Livingway was pleased with my gift of ink to serve and serve well. No easy task to prefer than what needs to be done, but gladly do I embrace this duty. Forgive my absence, but I have the utmost faith in you, in all our fellow scions. When next I return to Aetheris, I pray I find you all in good health and good spirits. How are we doing anyway with those? Two quest ones and 6 normal ones. Ishtola. What we got here? Boots. Oh, headgear. Some new headgear. Alright. Oh, I like me hat, me fedora. With the Loporrits in Orionje's capable hands, needn't worry about affairs here in our absence. Battle for the star, blah blah blah. Speak with Thancred at the Nethergate. Let's go. Off to Garlemald. Excuse me. COVID. Don't need nothing mending, do I? No. I thought so. Materia melder I need in a bit. I ain't going that way, am I? Left here? Nope. Piss off. I'm not stopping, pal. Oh, sure we're going the right way. Somewhere around here then. The other side of the wall, okay. Ah, okay, through the gate. Might help. Right, halfway through. Although I'd already done about half an hour earlier. Where is he then? In here. Path to Tara Babel is secure. My escort you to another gate. Yes. I can scarcely believe we went to the moon and back. We'll have time to reflect on that later. Right now we need to head back to Camp Broken Glass, deliver a thoroughly detailed report to Lucia. I'd like very much to know how everyone is getting on here as well. They'd only just begun to treat the tempered prisoners when we left. Yeah, whatever. We may wish to stress the importance of discretion, lest the public be sent into a panic. Anyway, first things first, to Camp Broken Glass. Right. So, I don't know where the teleporter is on the moon. Sod it, we'll fast travel. Don't know what happened there. Please don't glitch on me. Hey, Filoki. Don't you want me, baby? Good to see you again. No worse for your lunar adventure, I hope. We've done what we can for now, and believe me, we intend to tell you all about it. But before we do, might you tell us what's become of Garlemald in our absence? We succeeded in subduing the Tempered. We took many alive, but combined with those who are already in our custody, the number requiring care has grown exponentially. The inclement conditions have made it difficult, if not impossible, to treat them all here, so we have petitioned the aid of the Allied nations. Some are understandably hesitant. That said, several others have agreed to grant them refuge. With the assistance of your fellow Signs, we endeavour to see them safely transported and cured of the tempering. Will all the Tempered be relocated? Excuse me, COVID. Tickly cough. Not all, no. We have sufficient shelter to attend to those whose treatment has begun. Enough healers have volunteered to remain until their patients have recovered. Jules is one such patient, though he is not yet fit to receive visitors. Truth be told, it was a miracle he and those in his company were not harmed. If not for Alfie and Alice's timely assistance, I dare say none of them would be with us today. Good old Alfie and Alice. In light of recent developments, have the Alliance leaders come to any decisions regarding Garlemald? Given the tremendous ramifications of what's happened, it will take time to determine what will be done. In the meantime, they intend to work with the Eastern Alliance to keep a close watch over the provinces. We have other news to share. Shortly after Anima was defeated, we received reports that each and every tower has vanished. For a mercy, the process was apparently not quite as violent as that you experienced in Thavnir. Those who were trapped inside got released. Master Matoya is no doubt thrilled the mother Porksy affords her so many visitors. We are grateful for her ongoing efforts as well as those of our comrades near and far. Okay, waffle. Lucia and I will remain along with a small force to continue offering aid to those here in Garlemald. The Empire may be no more, but there are yet those who call these lands home. I believe that accounts for recent events here, so what of the moon and the Telepheroi? Xanax, get away. Final days. Gods, I prayed your victory would mark the end of our troubles. There is still much we do not know, but the Alliance leaders must be told. Would you be willing to contact them in our stead? Of course, I will send word forthwith. We'll also release your fellow Signs from their duties that they may return to Sharlayan. Your energies are better spent finding a means to avert the coming apocalypse. You'll be happy to hear Kryl, though still on the mend, has moved to the Baldesian Annex and into Tattoo's care. Thank you, look forward to seeing them both. Let's be on our way then. One last thing, if I may. After your confrontation with Zodiac, you said Xenos took his leave, and in all likelihood has returned here to Garlemald. I have a mind to dispatch scouts to try and ascertain his whereabouts. I first wish to ask if you believe there is merit in doing so. If they found him, they would not likely to tell the tale. If you're expecting a trail of destruction to follow, you won't find one. An admirable but futile endeavour. Admirable but futile endeavour. Mayhap you're right. I suppose if anyone is to hunt him down, it must be you. Who else could even hope to bring low that monster? Pray forget I mentioned the notion. While on the subject of Xenos, the 10th Legion has made an official proclamation. They denounce the Crown Prince and condemn his role in the Empire's downfall. Yeah, whatever. He has been declared as Xenos, Viator, Galvus, outcast and enemy of Garlemald. Fair enough. Fandango is no more. Now his own people turn against him. Better that than an army to see it sated, yeah. Off you go to Sharlayan. Get some answers. Right. Speak with Kryl at the Baldesian. Ah, I might find a Moogle. That one, yeah, Moogle, innit? Delivery Moogle. Because I got a letter still. Want to know what it says. You see one around? They're normally round about here, aren't they? Ah, bugger. Alright, cockers. Kryl. And Tattoo. Welcome back. We were so terribly worried about you. Plainly I've caused my own fair share of worry, and for that I apologise. Hydling called to me that day when you entered the tower. Pleased with fate but desperate. I knew at once you required a vessel. What came after feels like a dream. My body flowed through the life stream towards Garlemald. When I regained consciousness, I was all aches and frostbite. Yeah, would that I could laugh at a time like this, though we prevented Zodiac from being unleashed. I am curious to know what else took place there on the moon. Yeah, you're all going to die. Perhaps we should wait for the others to join us before you give us your account. Going to main hall. How are we doing? Probably just get this bit done. Call it a day. Sorry, kept you all waiting. Will Orangery be joining us? No, he's staying on the moon. Duty keeps him in the way, I'm afraid. Albert can explain better than I. Floor's all yours, Albert. Oh, we cooked it up. Fandango. Final days. We had to escape via the moon. What of the source and its reflections? Nope. I have no intention of standing by while the world falls to ruin. So how do we stop it? We have no answers at the present, unfortunately. If the celestial currents have grown stagnant, as was the case in the time of Amarat, the solution would be to alter the flow of ether throughout the entirety of the star. The ancients accompanied this by summoning Zodiac, sacrificing half the star's population in the doing. It should go without saying that such a sacrifice must not and cannot be repeated. Which leaves us with the daunting task of identifying the underlying catalyst for the final days, a feat which even the Amoritines could not accomplish. Unfortunately, we found no clues in Mare Lamentorum. There is still so much we do not know about the catastrophe itself, let alone what may have caused it. The final days were marked by the corruption of the Amoritines' creation magics. We command no such power, which invites the question, what havoc is in store for us? If we knew that much, perhaps we could draw some parallel with the events of the past and thereby form some semblance of a plan. Then perhaps we should start with the Forum then. Having worked with the Loporrits in secret, there is surely more they can tell us. Tattoo, forgive the interruption, I have urgent news. The Forum is holding a public assembly in the plaza outside, some sort of announcement. What is Father up to now? There's only one way to find out. Oh, excuse me. I don't sleep very well. That's my problem. Restless sleeps.
Order! Order, I say! I thank you all for gathering here on such short notice. This day we must speak of grave affairs and their implications for the future of Sharlayan, nay, of this very star. Said affairs concern all citizens, and so we have called for a public assembly. You may have heard rumors of the Telophoroi, and the havoc these madmen wreak abroad. Under normal circumstances, we would pay little heed to petty disturbances outside our borders. The final days, however, are another matter altogether. For we dare not ignore these prophetic words of Eld. The Endbearers will come, ushering chaos and calamity. The final days descend and devour the very star.
I've never heard this prophecy.
Is it true? Will all that really happen?
Calm yourselves. The time has come to speak of the Forum's most sacred duties.
Give voice to the voiceless. Let bindings be unbound. By unanimous decree, I declare the enchantment broken.
Master Le Veilleur, if you would.
Very well.
"270 years ago, our forebears began an expedition in the Dravanian hinterlands, in search of a route to access the ethereal sea. This much is public knowledge. Their findings, however, would become the Forum's most closely guarded secret. What those researchers discovered in the hinterlands was not a passage unto the ethereal sea, but the very heart of our star, and Hydaelyn herself. She spoke to them of a calamity that would extinguish all life, and of a means by which we might be spared. The moon. 'Tis in truth a gargantuan vessel built to serve as sanctuary for her children, and deliver them from this doom. Much like Nunkref's hope in ages past, it will bear the people of a world in the throes of death to a new home.
Needless to say, this will be no small undertaking. To facilitate the great work, the Forum has maintained close contact with the servants of Hydaelyn, who presently reside on the moon. Convinced that the foretold end was all but inevitable, we began amassing a wealth of knowledge, not merely for the betterment of our nation, but in preparation for the journey to come.
You reveal this to us now? By the gods, how long do we have?
While we cannot say with certainty, we believe the hour to be nigh. We received a transmission from the moon suggesting as much not long ago. Which is why we must in earnest begin preparations for the Great Exodus. For his impressive contributions, and the leadership he demonstrated during our withdrawal from Dravania, we have elected Master Le Veilleur to oversee this initiative.
Fellow scribes and scholars, my countrymen, we face a threat of unprecedented scale. We must challenge the trials before us with composure and conviction if we are to find salvation. The wisdom of Sharlayan has ever been a shining beacon in the darkness, and so it shall continue to be. It is our solemn charge to see our heritage preserved for future generations. For those who will come after,
Sorry, it's going on
we
a
will
bit.
brave a new frontier.
Administrative edicts will be relayed to all major institutions ere long. In the meantime, carry on with your duties. With that, I hereby call this assembly to a close.
Do you remember what Mother told us when we visited home? That it wasn't until after we were born that Father seemed to lose himself in his work. If that great work of his was the evacuation of this star, then...
Yes. It wasn't for his benefit. Would you mind waiting here a moment? I wish to speak with Father before we leave.
Take your time. Got plenty of it.
Thank you. I shan't be long.
If it's all the same to you, I have a few choice words to share with Father as well.
So, come to call us cowards and bid us join your fruitless battle against the inevitable.
Nay, we do not object to the Forum's proposal. On the contrary, those who wish to flee have every right to do so. Urianger is cooperating with your associates on the moon to ensure that all is ready should evacuation be our only recourse.
Then whatever your business, I suggest you be brief.
Though we cannot boast the boundless wisdom of Sharlayan, we have first-hand knowledge of foreign cultures, and have conversed with no small number of peoples. These experiences have taught us fundamental truths that cannot be recorded in any tome, nor charted on any map. The beating heart of this planet is its people, many of whom would give anything, even their lives, to protect the lands they love. Many may choose to join you in the end. But what of those unwilling or unable, for whom escape will never be an option? What would you have them do? To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, Father. It is indolence. This is why we choose to fight.
We'll not ask for your understanding, Father. Only that you don't turn a blind eye to the good we have done. That we can still do. We're not children in need of protection. Hold fast to your principles and let the world burn if it please. But we believe there is still another way. And if there is, we will find it. You see if we don't.
Do as you will. Just stay out of our way.
Pompous git. No, he's worse than a git.
Were he not so consumed with self-righteousness, he might tell you how proud he is of you both.
No, he won't.
Bold words call for bold action.
He's a bastard.
There'll be no turning to your father should plans go awry.
As if I ever would. So long as there are those who wish to stay and fight for this star, we have to do what we can to help them.
And if we're to do that, we'll need to be well rested. Wouldn't you agree? And having triumphed over what we once thought to be the source of all evil, I can think of no one in greater need of at least a dozen winks.
A dozen what? Oh, winks. Sorry.
Shall we then? To the
It'd be in tatters after he'd finished, wouldn't it? Right. Yeah, I'll call it a day there. Unless I get my coffer. Have a look at what I've got. Come on. I need to stretch my legs. They're killing me. No, I didn't get it. Oh no, look, hang on. Nah. Right. Close that down. Right, there we go. So, apologies about cutting you off those couple of early quests, but you didn't miss nothing. Anyway, what we're on tomorrow? 289. Right, we'll crack on tomorrow when we try and find a way around the end days. Don't know how they're going to do it. I suppose they're going to go to Dravania and find Hydaelyn, I suppose. But we shall see. Anyway, have a great day, or what's left of it. Till tomorrow, peeps. I'll see thee.